Good day, everyone. So we are still here to give you some of the solutions in some problems in equations of the circle. Okay, so for today's video, I'm going to show you the solution on how to find the equation of the circle when it passes through several points. Okay, or more or less 3 points. Okay, so for example, determine the equation of the circle passes through the following points. Point P, 2, -1. Point Q, 0, +5. And point R, -1, +2. So for this kind of problem, the first thing that you have to do is to locate those points in the Cartesian plane. Bakit? Kasi para mas ma-visualize mo, ano ba yung itsura? Or totoo ba yung mga points na given? Kung dadaanan ba siya? Okay, so let's say for instance, let us graph. Okay, so we have point P at 2, -1. This is our point P. And we have point Q, 0, +5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is our point Q. And then we also have point R, which is -1, +2. That is -1, +2. So this is our point R. So more or less, this will be the illustration of our circle that passes through. Same like that. Okay. Maybe that would be the the illustration of this circle. And then from this problem, we don't have the center and we don't have the radius, which are the essentials, okay, the necessary properties of this circle in order for us to find the equation. So paano? Ano ang gagawin natin para makapag-arrive tayo, makuha natin yung ating hinahanap na center at yung ating hinahanap na radius? Okay, this is just a matter of substitution and at the same time elimination method. Okay, so the first thing that you have to do is to know what is the general form of the equation of the circle. Then we have the general form will be x squared plus y squared plus dx plus ey plus f equals 0. So our goal here is to find the values of d, e, and f in order for us to arrive the equation of the circle. Actually, using this kind of method, we can arrive at exactly the general equation of the circle. Because when we find out the value of D, E, and F, okay, so lalagyan na lang natin siya dito. And then this is actually the general form of the equation of the circle. Let's try it. Okay, so let us have the point P, which is +2, -1. Using this general form of the equation, so we have x squared plus y squared plus dx plus ey plus f equals 0. Then let us substitute the value of x and y in our general form of the equation. So we have 2 square plus -1 square plus d times 2 plus e times -1 plus f equals 0. Then we have 2 square, that is 4. -1 square is +1 plus d times 2, that will be 2d. Then positive e times -1 is -e plus f equals 0. Then let's have 4 plus 1. Okay, so that is 5 plus 2d minus e plus f equals 0. So this is our equation 1. The first equation that we have to use later for our elimination method. Okay, so the next one would be we have point Q. Point Q, which is 0, +5. We have to use the same process. We have to use the general form of the equation of the circle. Then we have 0 squared, that will be x, plus 5 squared, that will be for y squared, plus d times x, which is 0, plus e times y, which is 5, plus f equals 0. Okay, simplifying further, that will be 0 squared is 0, 5 squared will be 25. Okay, d times 0, that will be 0. Okay, so that will be 0, that will be 0. So this is positive e times positive 5. Then we have 5e plus f equals 0. So this is our second equation. Okay, so we still have the third point, which is r. Okay, so the same process, we have to use the general form of the equation of the circle. So okay, so let's try. We have point r, which is negative 1, positive 2. Okay, so using our general form, x squared plus y squared plus dx plus ey plus f equals 0. Okay, substitute the value of our x and our y. Then we have negative 1 square plus 2 square plus d times x, which is negative 1, plus e times our y is positive 2, plus f equals 0. Then we have 1 plus 2 square is 4, d times negative 1 is negative d, plus 2e plus f equals 0. Now let us simplify it further. So we have 1 plus 4 is 5 minus d plus 2e plus f equals 0. And that will be our third equation. Okay, now so we have the first, second, and third equation, and we used already the points, the given points in our problem. So what we're going to do in order for us to eliminate, because we have a lot of variables, okay, before we proceed or before we arrive to the general equation, we need to eliminate some of the variables so that we can arrive, okay, we can arrive on the specific value of each variable. Okay, so let us use equation 1 and equation 2. Okay, so if we have eliminate, okay, what can we eliminate from equation 1 and equation 2? Actually, we can eliminate f. Okay, so eliminate f in equation 1 and equation 2. So we have 5 plus 2d minus e plus f equals 0. And the second equation is 25 plus 5e plus f equals 0. Okay, let us use subtraction. 5 minus 25, that will be negative 20. Okay, bring down 2d. Negative e minus 5e is negative 6e. Then we can cancel out f, that is equal to 0. Okay, what we have here right now is negative 20 plus 2d minus 6e equals 0. And this entire equation is divisible by 2. Okay, we can divide it by 2. Okay, so let us divide it by 2. Both equations, so that will be negative 20 divided 2 is negative 10. 2d divided 2 is positive d. Negative 6 divided 2 is negative 3e. And 0 divided 2 is 0. So this will be our fourth equation. Okay? So kung mapapansin nyo, umuundi na yung variable natin. Ganyan yung gagawin natin. I-deduce natin siya ng i-deduce up to makuha natin siya in a single variable lang. Okay? Next, let us eliminate. Okay? Eliminate f pa din in equation 2 and equation 3. Yung equation 2 natin, this 1 at saka itong ating equation 3, tanggalin natin yung f. Para ang matitira na lang dyan ay d at saka yung e. Okay, so we have equation 2, 25 plus 5e plus f equals 0. And then we have 5 minus d plus 2e plus f equals 0. Still, we can use the subtraction. Okay, so that we can subtract positive, this one is positive f. Okay, so we have, okay, so baba ko lang ng konti para makita. Okay. Okay, so we have 25 minus 5 is 20. This is negative d. Okay, so you have to change it because 0 minus negative d is positive d. 5e minus 2e is positive 3e. Then we can cancel out f, that will be equal to 0. And this is our equation number 5. Okay? Then the next one is, since we only have two equations having the variable d and e, that is equation 4 and equation 5. And as we can see, there is no numerical coefficient in d in our equation 4, and there is no numerical coefficient of d in our equation 5. Then we can say that we can eliminate d in our equation 4 and equation 5. Okay, so eliminate. See, eliminate d in equation 4 and equation 5. Okay, let's eliminate. What is equation 4? Negative 10 plus d minus 3e equals 0. The other one, we have 20 plus d plus 3e equals 0. Okay, so we have negative 10 minus 20 is negative 30. We have d minus d, cancel out. Negative 3e minus 3e is negative 6e equals 0. As you can see, ang natira na lang natin dito na variable ay e. Okay? We can transpose the negative 30 on the other side, the right side. We have negative 6e equals, this is negative 30. Kapag iniliban mo, magiging positive 30. Divide both sides by negative 6 so that we can only have letter e, which is equal to 30 divided by negative 6 is negative 5. Okay, so we have now the value of our e. What we are looking for is the value of d and our f. So to find for the value of d, e, and f is to change or to substitute the value of e in either equation 4 or equation 5. Okay, so in our equation 4, okay, substitute e equals negative 5 to equation 4. Our equation 4 is negative 10 plus d minus 3e equals 0. So that is negative 10 plus d minus 3 times our e is negative 5 equals 0. This is negative 10 plus d. Negative times negative is positive. 3 times 5 is 15 equals 0. Negative 10 plus 15, so that will be d plus 5 equals 0. Transpose positive 5 on the other side, then we will have d equals negative 5. So we have now the value of e and the value of d. What we are going to have is the value of our f. So to find for the value of our f, you have to substitute e equals negative 5 and d equals negative 5 to equation, o pwede naman gamitin natin itong equation 2 to equation 2. So we have the equation 2, 25 plus 5e plus f equals 0 para makuha na natin ang f. So pwede hindi na natin gamitin ng d. So we have 25 plus 5 times our e is negative 5 plus f equals 0. Okay, so we have 25 positive times negative is negative 25 plus f equals 0. 25 minus 25 is 0. So we can say that f equals 0. Okay, so from our equation, okay, so our E, okay, then our E is equal to negative 5, our D is negative 5, and our F is equal to 0. We can just change our general form into a general equation of the circle using our values. Okay, so we have x squared plus y squared. We have D. What is the value of our D? Negative 5. So we have negative 5x. We have E, and that is also negative 5. Minus 5y. We don't have the value of F. So that is equal to 0. So this is the equation of the circle in general form.